What's up, Lady Ninja? This is a video response to you. I just felt after watching your vlog about the lately, ladies' morning walk and all that kind of good stuff, and about video game violence. As I just did a report for this from my school, and it, coming from as well somebody who's I haven't played for 26 years, but I have played since I was about 11, and I'm 26 now. So, a good 15 years or so under my belt, getting there. But, yeah, so right off the bat, about the whole weight thing and all that, like I posted on your video as well, I have friends who, he doesn't eat all day, and when he gets home, I lived with him for a little bit, and he was like, oh, I skipped breakfast, I skipped lunch, I worked right through lunch, and gets home, and then he makes 4 egg sandwiches. That's ketchup. He puts hash browns on top of it, and then he puts it between and some hot sauce in between bread on every single one of those eggs, and eats it. And that's just calories straight up the ass. And eggs are good for you, but not that many. I love egg sandwiches. The way I eat them, it's either just some toast, egg inside of it, or beef vendetta style, pop it, egg in the middle. Don't need to go off on all that, but yeah, personally, I'm not in the greatest shape at all, but yes, I do have anxiety, so I really don't get up and move around, and I can't eat the healthiest. As Chris has said, it's expensive to be healthy. It's a pain in the ass. But I have actually lost weight without exercising. I still, at least try stretching, at least that, to get the blood flowing, but straight up exercising is hard with all my anxiety. If you ever watch my video, you'll hear all about that. But yeah, just small meals, and even then, not even doing that, it's like I was saying, the Japanese rule, you eat until, what was it, they always make a plate, and they kind of just measure it a little bit, and they just take off like just a little tiny bit, but they don't take it off, they just measure it with their face or whatever. Eating soup or whatever, the ramen noodles, they eat it and they leave like at least another good or 1 or 2 spoonfuls or forkfuls or whatever the hell left in their bowl. They drink a little bit of soup and that's it. I see people do that. I cut mine down, even though I don't eat the healthiest stuff, like say pizzas. I always cut my pizza in half, because I would use the little Totino's pizzas, just a full-on pizza that you could normally serve like 3 or 4 people for. I'd eat one of those myself. And I'd cut that in half, and I'd, wait like an hour later and do it. But we're kind of in a different boat. I have hyperglycemia, so I have to eat every so often, or my blood sugar drops, and then I start shaking and starting all, it's just my blood sugar dropping. I have to eat. And I can understand playing the games and all that, like my friends on the weekends who don't, have the weekends off. It's kind of our gaming time. We still play during the week, but that's only for like 2-3 hours. That's not really all that much to do, especially being a full-time YouTuber. I really don't have that much time, but I still try to make as much as I can to play with them. So weekends I do that, and but just like you said, they're games, and right in the middle of it, I was like, okay guys, screw this, I'll be right back, I'm hungry, can't do this, I need to get something to eat. And, like sometimes playing like Black Ops, middle zombies, giant wave, and I'm hungry, you can feel the pain, it's like, okay, I just keep going, I'm fine, we'll finish this, we're probably going to die in the next round 2 or whatever, I can survive another 10 minutes and then we'll get something to eat. It's not going to kill me. So there's that. But yeah, first off, skipping breakfast is the worst thing you can do. I have neighbors and all that who skip breakfast and gain weight like no other. Yet they started eating breakfast. Everything stayed the same. They ate the same thing. They didn't exercise. They started eating breakfast and they started losing weight. Within like 2 weeks, they lost over 5 pounds. I know that's nothing marvelous or anything to throw flyers at or whatever to help, but it does take it down quick. But outside of the whole weight crap and all that and fitness, video game violence. Like I said, I did a report on that, and mine was pretty much just based on because everybody else was doing gay rights and all that other kind of stuff. Nobody was doing violence on video games and why people think anyone who plays it is that. Before I got my anxiety, that was a good 2 or 3 years when I started gaming to that, and that was Final Fantasy, Silent Hill, Tomb Raider. I used to watch horror movies with all my friends even before gaming. We would go out and just mess around, but I never even playing games. Like you said, there is a main difference to people rage quitting and getting mad at a game compared to somebody getting pissed and going off and shooting somebody or whatever the hell. I mean, there's a big difference, and it's all in your mind. And the whole bullying thing, too. I have 2 younger brothers, and, you know, as a teenager, I don't know anyone who hasn't, you know, and anyone who says, I guess, per se, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I picked on my brothers, but that never made them never made them go to school and become assholes to anybody. One of my brothers was, where we live in Colorado, he was one of the top 100 smartest kids in Colorado. And he never went to school causing fights, picking on people, or anything like that. So I don't understand where people are saying bullying and all that kind of stuff comes from the family. Yet I do see where it does. It's a need for attention is what I believe it is. People say we are looking for attention, we're attention whores for being YouTubers, blah, 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 whatever the hell they say. But, I mean, even if it wasn't in the same category, at least we're doing it in a positive way. We're making content for people to view. Besides the trolls type of ones, you know, people get on and just mess with people. So people will laugh at them and think they're funny just because they mess with somebody, made somebody mad, whatever the hell. But, yeah, I mean, video game violence. I play violent games all the time. I know friends of mine who have like 3-4-year-olds. One of my neighbor's kids is like 8. He plays Call of Duty all the time, and he's autistic, and he knows the difference between reality and games. Sometimes it's a little hazy to him. He doesn't completely understand it. But you just sit him down and explain it to him. But then you see these shows, I can't remember what it was called, but it had this kid on there who was playing, I believe it was Call of Duty. I mean, this was a while ago, and he ended up shooting his mom, killed her, and then he shot his dad, and he lived. And it was all because their whole family, you know, I'm not trying to say it was religion or whatever, but, you know, they're Christian, that's why they said they weren't going to allow it. They understand killing like zombies or whatever, but killing other people, and he would spend all his time doing it. Instead of just taking the game away and saying no, you need to give your kids a certain level of understanding, of trust, if you can. This is the whole kind of point I was trying to make in my essay that I did for school, was to, you know, there's a fine line between like, okay, you just can't play that game, to we trust you, but, you know, instead of just ripping it from them and making them get pissed, thinking, I mean, that would be the first thing that came to my mind. Thinking, okay, why did they take it away? Did they not trust me? Do they think I'm actually like that? Blah, 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 blah. So, to me, if I had a kid and they ever did that, I wouldn't completely cut them off unless they were actually outside copying every single thing from it. I mean, if they were outside just playing with sticks and acting like they're shooting each other, that's what all kids do. I don't care if they play games or not. I know kids who never touch a video game and still do that. And they play with kids who play video games. I mean, it's the same thing. And just like what you said, you don't remember Hitler holding a damn fucking controller and wiping out thousands and millions of people, whatever the hell. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass, especially because, you know, I love games. I play all these games all the time. And teaching all these kids, you know, I babysit a lot a while ago, and all these kids would watch me play, and some of the parents would get mad, and I'd explain it to them, and they would tell their parents, and they would know exactly the difference. Parents would ask them, and they go, okay, well, what the hell, my kid actually knows the difference. Duh! Talk to him. Like you're saying, just, you know, there's a fine line between, like what I was saying, that parents taking away the kids' console, everything, not letting them play at all, to parents talking to their kids, like my one friend talking to her kid about it and making sure he knows the difference. If he doesn't comprehend it, he doesn't get to play, and that's just the rule. He has to realize that it's just fake. Even if it's based off of historical crap, it's still fake. There is no reset button, you know, in real life, blah, 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 you know, like talking to a kid, I guess. You know, So yeah, that's pretty much about it for that. I don't know, I just felt like I just had to respond to your video. It was, it kind of got into my head, like, you know, you did make a lot of good valid points there, and I actually wanted to agree, at the same time put my own point of view on it, because I have been getting messages ever since I started this, and anywhere else, just plenty of people, you know, I'm sitting there playing and somebody's pissing me off, or I'm just, you know, you get a bad day in a video game and it's just like, you know, fuck this, I'm done. You know, it's like Counter-Strike 1.6. I would be badass sitting there shooting people in the head, getting headshots left and right, and all of a sudden I get in, I can't even hit the broad side of the damn door. Somebody's sitting there and I'm shooting off this way for some odd reason. It's like, you know what? I'm done. Screw this. And then people are like, oh, you're just a rager, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay. That doesn't mean I'm going to go grab a pistol from somewhere and start shooting people because of it. I'm just going to go play a different game, or go watch TV, or go do the dishes or something. You know, but it comes down to who you are, pretty much. It's, yes, it does come into environment, like how you're raised, but no matter what, I mean, you know, I know people were raised Christian, open Christian type of thing, or Catholic, whatever the hell, you know, I'm not trying to bring religion into it, but, you know, blah, 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 this is fine, that's fine, this is cool, that's cool, blah, 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 and, you know, the kid gets what they want, but they're not spoiled, or anything like that, they get told no, they get their timeouts, blah, 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 but they still end up beating somebody up just because they had built up rage for no apparent reason. Nothing would have pointed to it. It's just how that person reacted. And, you know, that applies to everything else. Everybody is different. Some people can eat. I mean, you know, it's not the same, but it is. Like, some people can eat all day and not gain a pound. Like my one friend, he would eat all day and not gain 1 ounce. And, I mean, that would happen for years. And then there's some people who, you know, eat the same amount and gain all kinds of weight. There's people, you know, just like medicine. Some people, you know, allergic reactions. Some people react to different medicines different ways. It's all the same. Some, you know, when somebody says you haven't walked a day in my shoes is bullcrap, because it's the whole mind process, how you view the world, pretty much. If you see it as everybody hates you, then your outlook is going to be different than somebody else's in the story. No matter if you play video games, if you're in the war, or what. If you see the world, I mean, you know, it's just like looking through other people's eyes, and I've wondered it sometimes of what changed from being a kid or whatever. What's that transition? It's like looking at all these kids and having fun and all that. So it's like, I'm like, I wonder if I saw through their eyes. Are they just seeing rainbows and all this kind of shit and unicorns and everything jumping around, or do they just not care? But that's just because they don't see anything. And also, everybody's bitching on games because all this stuff is actually being reported. And all the studies that I've actually seen, because I had to do a lot of research for this paper as well, is that the increase for school shootings, people and all that kind of stuff doing anything, bullying, racism, whatever, it hasn't gone up by more than 0.5% than almost the past 100 years. It's the only reason that more people are noticing it is because it's getting reported. That's the only reason. And I kind of have to side with Morgan Freeman on this, is the only way to stop this kind of stuff is to just stop talking about it. The more you start talking about racism and violence on video games, or whatever the hell else people bring up. I mean, there's so much crap going on. I just try to ignore it all, but really can't. But it's like, okay, you know, the school shootings are still the same as they were almost 100 years ago. You know, I guess that's how people put it. You know, I guess 100 years ago there really wasn't a bunch of guns like there are now, but at the same time, you know, people going out and stabbing somebody because they played Grand Theft Auto, or jacked somebody's car because of it. No. Everybody that I know who's ever stolen a car was because they were trying to get away from the police. Yes, they played Grand Theft Auto, but they said in their mind at that time, the game was the last thing on their mind. They didn't even think of it. They saw a car and they saw, oh crap, a vehicle. That can go faster than me running in the story. You know, so it's not a whole, oh crap, I'm going to go over there and be GT, I'm going to stab that guy in the head, or I'm going to flip him off and jump in his car, or I'm going to go up there and punch him in the face and rip him out and start driving his car all crazy and get on my wanted level. It's like, no, only somebody with a severe mental disorder would do that. And I do have a mental disorder, you know, the anxiety and all that, but that doesn't make me want to go out and start stabbing people. I mean, seriously. I hate knives. I hate guns. But that doesn't mean I'm completely against them. I just don't care for them. That's all there is to it. And I don't want to touch anyone. You know, I'll use a knife to cut food or whatever, but it's not like I'm holding one and go, I want to stab someone. That sounds fucking retarded to me. Okay, but I'm going off all over here. So, yeah. Keep up the good work. Liking your vlogs, share the videos. So, yeah, I mean, I subscribed to you a long ass time ago and been watching your videos off and on. So, yeah. See you around. Later.